Hi everyone, this is James with Vanquest. I'm with Vanquest R&D department. This year we're updating our Trident backpack. The Trident 20, the original Trident 20 has been our best-selling item for a few years, and we've been getting repeated requests from customers saying they want something slightly bigger. And that's why we come out with the Trident 31 this year. It's a full back-in backpack, a very, very good suspension system with padded waist straps and pull forward waist belt. And once you release the waist belt, swinging forward, you have the familiar bright visibility interior that make it easier for you to find your gear. And this one, it just happened to be able to hold a full-size Pro Body camera in here. This year, we're also using a lot of Hypalon multi-air cutouts. These are multi-compatible, but very abrasion and UV resistant. All these are laser cut. And the front pocket is still allow you to have access from the side and also from top. And on the back side, there's a lot of air channels to promote ventilations. It still has a CCW and hydration compartment on the back. And on one side, there's a collapsible hydration water pocket. You can also use it for the tripods or other large items as well. There's also a front handle. It allows you to carry something, carry the bag like this, just in case you adjust the position of the backpacks. And this is a Trident 31. It's a 31-liter backpack. It should be available in March 2017.
Hi, this is Michael with Vanquest here at the 2017 SHOT Show, and I'm going to be showing you the new Falconer 30 Gen 2. This will be new for 2017. These will be available in March, so just a short way a while here. And first thing, let's just start with the front here. So what you're going to notice is this is based off of our very popular Falconer 27 design. The 27 denotes the size, so that's 27 liters. This new bag is now 30 liters. First thing you're going to see here is a embroidered Vanquest logo, the old sewn-on logo. You know, it's just something we're moving away from. A little more covert, a lot cleaner. This is something brand new. So that Vanquest molded zipper, these are Spartan zipper pools. These are brand new. These are replacing our traditional paracord zipper pools, which work. I mean, they're very functional, but the problem was if they came untied, we had to educate people on how to retie them. Not to mention production time was actually, really elongated just because all of them were hand tied. It took a while. But these guys are great because they're tactile. Gloves, no gloves. You can get a good grip on that. And you notice right here at the very north, up top, we're looking at Hypalon zipper garages. So these guys here, with combination of the fact that we totally reverse these zipper tracks, what it gives you is just that much more protection. So you notice on the inside, this is actually orange ripstop nylon. In the past, it was a more subdued wolf gray. And as we move through the rest of this bag, we can see those changes. Same things, the Spartan zipper pulls up here. So in the front here, you have your first aid trauma medical built in. So you don't have to accessorize with another additional pouch on top. It's already there for you. Last generation, these guys were single row, and now we're doing two row. So you actually have more shock cord and more options for attachment. So beyond being, there's your keychain right there. Beyond being your first aid medical, this is an excellent signal panel for any of you outdoorsmen who are worried about getting found, if you wander off the trail there. So it has a couple functions. This is your quick access handle. It's your pull tab that you can leave open or closed. One thing I'd like to point out right now, actually, let's go back down here, is something that's brand new. This is something you normally see on luggage or outdoor bags. So you have these pulls right here. These are Hypalon pulls, and that's going to let you support the entire weight of the bag if necessary and get a good start on your zipper. This just really helps you overall. And they also do a double job of protecting the zipper track right there at the bottom for you. So it's dual purpose there. All right, so top layer here. This is something you've seen on the Trident Gen 2, so the current Trident, and this is Moly Air. This is a laser cut, actually Cordura back structure, so it's Cordura laminated with Velcro there on the front. So we have bar tacks here, very durable, but again, a very plain and kind of covert overall front. It's not in your face, kind of like Joe Tactical walking down the street. Just the right amount of Velcro for maybe an identifier patch. Top pocket here. We're looking at, again, orange, so that high-vis ripstop nylon, and the standard organization you found before, you know, anything that you need to fit in there. Here's our hang tag. These guys are being assembled in Vietnam. They are designed in our California office. I'm actually one of the designers on the R&D team myself. Here we go, second layer. So this is something you're going to notice right away. This is a brand new, let me pop this guy. This is a brand new ripstop material we're using, and we call it Ti Gray. Ti is in titanium, TI, and this just gives contrast against any of the solid colors we off this in, because the last thing we used was a ripstop that was a bit darker and it didn't really offer that good contrast. But we know not everyone is going to want the high-vis orange. So you have that here. One little thing is, people told us, and again, these packs have a solid 80 or so percentage of user feedback driving the next generation forward. People were telling us that the 1-inch Velcro we were using was actually too grippy and they couldn't pop it open easily. So now we go with this 3/4 inch. It's only 3/4 inches high, still very secure. However, a lot easier to pop. So you got that one finger in there, pop it open. You can see through here we use this tough mesh material. We just started using this. This is actually incredibly durable, very abrasion resistant, and allows you to see what you got in your pocket there. Okay, that's the second layer. Third layer, just get one of those guys. Oh, while we're up top, before we do the third layer, you can see a larger handle. So now with 30 liters, you're also looking at potentially more weight, as well as an upgraded suspension system that we'll get to. So the standard neoprene handle we were using, we made it about twice as thick. So you can really get a good grip on this guy when you got the weight loaded down in there. And we actually, little small Hypalon accents, some more Hypalon here. This guy now. And if anyone wants to know, perfect for a hat, anything like that, this little snap, just stuff that's a little harder to attach normally. So we're gonna get into the main compartment. We still have the same ITW Zipline Orbit zipper pulls on there. And in the main compartment, we can clearly see, besides the PDW here, we can clearly see large improvement would be this Moly Air structure. So this is, again, laser cut, Cordura back, 1000 denier Cordura back, so very durable, bar tack stitched, double row here, double row, bar tack, and what you're getting is excellent modularity, and it expands into Velcro or Moly. So any Moly and any Velcro. It just opens up your options to that much more. Last generation was very similar to something like this. It was just Velcro. It worked, but it just wasn't something that's a complete solution for everybody. If anyone wants to know, we did achieve the larger 30 liters by making the bag wider, a little bit taller, about 1/4 inch, but wider itself. So the bag is wider, we'll take larger items. This pocket, for instance, this is a pass-through, so you can go left, you can go right, either side. And this was also elongated. This bag was not designed for laptop, traditional laptop carry. However, this will take a 13-inch laptop, or if you're so inclined, something like a full-size notebook, or maybe even some armor. We're gonna move to the back now. First things first, this is our brand new laser cut Hypalon Moly. So this Hypalon Moly Air structure is Hypalon and it's cut out. So this is the opposite. Normally we would see Moly that looks like that, single row, but this is actually a negative cutout. So what we're looking at is Hypalon, which is a very durable rubber laminate. We were talking about rubber, layer of nylon, another layer of rubber. It is very resistant to UV rays, chemicals, and heat. In fact, it's thermoset, so it won't melt. You can only burn it. You can see we bar tacked it there. It's sewn into this, also bar tacked here. And we have these anchors right there. So we have a couple of rows and a couple of channels. But any civilian looking at this, all you really see is some kind of interesting lattice pattern. You know, it's not obvious to anybody who's just walking down the street, a typical REI customer. And this is something we're using moving forward, just more of the covert, urban covert theme. So back here, a very familiar sight would be your CCW. And again, we're getting back to the high-vis ripstop. So you got the high-vis orange. This is your CCW and hydration. So this will take 3 liters. If you're gonna run hydration through here, you're actually gonna come out up top, and we have a enlarged opening for your hydration, for your H2O or comms, just to make it a little bit bigger. And this is cut through the frame, so the frame actually comes all the way up. It's a 2mm thick frame. It's sewn in, it's not removable. But one of the new things that you'll see on the CCW is, for the first time, we're using locking Ykk zippers. This is something that was requested by the users, by end users, asking us to please do that. And as long as you're rocking them up north or down south, they're not going to poke into your back, so it won't be a problem. In fact, a lot of people don't even notice that this pocket's there. This guy hides it. So one major improvement here too that we're going to cover, because the bag is larger, we want to make the suspension system more comfortable. It has to be more ergonomic. So first things first, air channel. So we have good airflow coming through here, coming out the sides. We have some valleys, better padding, as well as if you look at the shoulder straps here, on the inside we extended the very soft yet very, very durable mesh over to the front. So if you're wearing something minimalist, you know, and this rubs against your skin, it's not the kind of coarse Cordura, it's the softer mesh, and so you just don't have that abrasion. And then of course, the waist belt is vastly improved. One of the things that you cannot see is that the waist belt in the center, in this center section here, it does have the same 2mm thick frame. It's a PE frame, and what this does is anchor the weight from the frame transferred to the waist belt, giving you that much more control. And the waist belt itself, you can see this Z pattern. What that does is allows this to conform better to your body, better to your curves, and actually stay in place better. One really big advancement is now we're using a pull forward belt. So the pull forward is a big game changer. In fact, I'd like to demonstrate that. I'll just put it on for you real quick. Leave these guys loose up top. Get it right around my hips. Okay. There's the new X-Lite buckles. Forward. Forward. Makes more sense, and then you're going to adjust these upper straps. So that's the proper fit, and then the last step would be sternum strap. But key thing is here, quick access in and out, and because it's pull forward design, this is not slipping. It will not just slip. The only way you can get this to adjust is to cam this all the way out. But very quick, very easy. One thing that we like to do is anticipate future problems. If it's, you know, something that you get into where you actually break this buckle somehow, it is replaceable. We can send you a new one. You can even put your own buckles on there if you want, because we flat stitched this guy to be able to feed through here. So all you got to do is route it through there, back through here, the whole buckle comes off. If you want to either change them or replace them. So we don't need, you know, people out there with essentially a broken item that needs the whole bolt to be replaced. It's a simple item, so that's something that's no problem. But yeah, this is the new Falconer 30. This will be available in March. They're already produced, and they're just, you know, basically on their way over here. And I believe that the target is $199 MSRP. Now the old Falconer 27 was $187, and with the noticeable improvements, especially in materials and design, with this, you know, just being a couple bucks more, that's something that we love to deliver, the quality for the value. You know, really just very accessible, but the best we can do. And you guys, honestly, by giving us feedback on these after owning them for a little bit. We can only make it better with your help. So again, that's the Falconer 30, and this is the 2nd gen.